What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Board Games Are For Everybody, where today we're going to be doing a solo playthrough of Project L. We only picked this one up recently. This is probably going to go up in a couple days, so literally bought it like 2 days ago, provided this goes up when I think it's going to. We have played the multiplayer game, and the solo player seems fairly straightforward. We're basically playing against an AI opponent who is hell-bent on taking the highest scoring tile each turn, provided it can. Something I don't always like about solo versions of board games. It's like, oh, yep, your opponent just takes as many points as it can, and you just have to fend for yourself. So the way that the solo game works, first and foremost, this is our opponent's reserve here. 6 tokens, which I believe is only going to matter for the first, the first draw here, because they all get placed onto the first thing that the opponent takes. I don't remember if they take, I did read through this literally 2 seconds ago. I don't remember if they take the token off of the pile that they take from. They can't take puzzles off of, I said they completed it. Always take a puzzle with the most points. After an opponent takes a puzzle, move pieces above the column the opponent took the puzzle from. All pieces in the opponent's supply go above the row they just took it from. Replace the puzzle. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the opponent getting stuff back in their supply afterwards. So I guess it's literally just going to be to move stuff around. Oh no, it's when I take stuff, something goes into their supply, right? When I take something, they get 1 from the supply that I take. We got this. We got this. Return 1 piece from above the corresponding column into the opponent's supply. Okay, we got this. So, because we're doing the standard setup, there are actually no level 1 pieces for us to take, which actually might be harder for us because it means that we don't have access to level 1 pieces. So we're going to have to try and fill these things more interestingly, I guess, more efficiently, so that we don't even have to use the 1s. But because we don't have a 1, and normally we would have to start with a 1 and a 2 piece, we're starting with this 3 piece. We're allowed to change the 1 piece into anything from a 2 to a 4, 4 being the max. We decided to go with this 3 piece. So we have a 3 and a 2 to start off with. And our goal is to just try and get as many points as we can throughout this game. Once the deck runs out, the game is over. And I believe we can still do the same thing as in a normal. Do we get the finishing touches? You may do finishing touches, okay. So like a normal game, we lose 1 point on the finishing touches, but that's the end of the game. We'll worry about that then if it's even beneficial for us. You and the opponent count the points in the victory point piles. Don't forget to deduct points for finishing touches. Unlike the standard game, also deduct points for puzzles that remain unfinished in front of you. Deduct their total score. So we want to try and not keep puzzles in front of us unless they're ones like this that give us pieces. So we're just going to hop into things. I can only guess we get 3 movements like we normally would. So we're going to start. I can only guess we get 3 movements like normal, right? We haven't even started yet. We just gotta go through these rules over and over again. On your turn, play your turn the same way as in the standard game. Yeah, okay. So we get 3 moves, and we have a handful of actions we can do. We can either take a puzzle and add it to our puzzle board. We can take one of our pieces, and we can upgrade it to either one above or one below. So we could take this 3 and exchange it for any of the 4s, or we could exchange it for a 2 or another 3 if we wanted. Or we could take our 2 and exchange it for any level 3. Or we can place a piece on our puzzles, or we can do the master action, which allows us to place up to 1 piece on every puzzle that's in front of us. So I think we're going to just try and set some stuff up first here. So we have 3 movements we can do. First and foremost, we're going to take this one here because we can actually complete it in one go. We are then going to take this and add it to the supply because that's what happens. Then this gets replaced as we take it, or does it get replaced at the end of the... Return 1 piece from opponent. Yep. Opponent's turn. Take 1 puzzle. Then it's your turn again. Replace the puzzle the opponent took with a new one from the puzzle deck. So we replace the opponent, so I guess that means that we would replace ours as well. It doesn't say anything about the book about it replacing ours, but we do replace the opponent, so I can only guess that we would replace ours as well. So that's one action. Our second action, do we just want to place and complete this, or do we want to... I think we're just going to place this down to complete this one as our second action for the time being. I think it's a good spot. So because we completed this, we get this guy back. We're going to put our pieces over here for our supply. We also get this tile up in the top right here, which is one of these 3. So we now have 3 tiles in our pile here, in our supply. This comes into our victory point pile. Now, unfortunately, it's not worth any victory points because it's not worth any victory points. In the top left of the tiles here, you can see that they have victory point ratings. Now we have 1 move left here. We could grab another tile, or if we do grab another tile, it's going to open up the ability for our opponent to... It's going to open up the ability for our opponent to take stuff. And I think we're not going to allow our opponent to do that. So for our final action, we're going to take our line here, our 3 line, and we're going to turn it. Is there anything here that can actually get us points? Not easily. I actually think I may want to keep that 3. Hold on. I can use this L to complete one for another 3. But I think we're going to exchange our 3 for the time being and take this T block here. So that's our turn. It would now go over to the AI opponent. Now, I believe stuff after the opponent takes a puzzle. So they can't take a puzzle. Because there's still 1 token on top of all of these, the opponent actually can't take anything because all the columns are currently blocked off, which means it skips their turn, which is fine by me. It'll give us some more time to set some stuff up here. However, this turn, I think we're going to end up opening up a column because we want to try and actually get some stuff here. So we're going to start our turn by taking this one right here. So this goes into our opponent's supply. They're now going to be able to take something from that column, which is fine because there's only 1s on that column, which is okay by me. We're actually also going to take this one here. And then for our final action, we're going to use our master action, which allows us to place up to 1 piece on all puzzles that we have in front of us. So that's going to be our third action. I guess I should replace these, huh? Well, unfortunately, our opponent's going to get that 2 points, but that's fine. So we're going to place the 3 on top across like this. And then we're going to place the T on this one here, which is going to complete it for us. So we're going to get Another 2, and this is going to go into our victory point pile. We now have 1 point, so that's nice. And that ends our turn. So our opponent is now able to take a tile from the 3rd column here, since there is nothing on that column. And they always take the highest valued piece, so that's going to come over here. This is going to be their pile over here. They now have 2 points against our 1 point. Everything from their supply ends up on that space, and I believe it said we also need to move 1 from each other column if possible, so both those other columns are going to be left open here. All pieces in the opponent's supply, 1 piece from above each of the other columns, and then replace with the tile that was took. So, this is interesting, isn't it? We basically are going to have free reign to this 3rd column over here, because that is a lot of blocking pieces up there. That's a lot of blocking pieces. What do we want to do on our turn here? We definitely want to complete this, but I'm trying to see if there's anything else we can set up here. We could trade some stuff. I don't know if that's really needed, though. I think what we're going to do, we're going to... Are we going to do that? Good question. One of those games that makes me just want to think, unfortunately. So, do we try and set some stuff up? He's going to get 2... They're going to get 2 points this turn, because they're going to take this one. Unless we take it. We could take it for ourselves. Got to be really careful with that, though. I could do that. Okay, so we're going to replace our 2 with a 3. I believe that's the one I wanted, right? Yeah, that's the one I wanted. We're going to take this 2, which is going to be replaced. We have 1 action left, and I think we're going to use it to master build. So we're going to put 1 piece here. We're going to put this T onto this space here. So this one's been completed. So we get these guys back. We get another 2, and we have just secured ourselves another 2 points. So we're at 3 points now, so that's nice. And it is now the opponent's turn. It is now the opponent's turn. They are going to take... They aren't allowed to take this one. However, they can take either of these ones here. Now, I don't know if it said something... Oh, no, hold on. It did say something for how it takes it. There's an order to it. It says if they could take more than 1, we have to follow this order here. It's like a zigzag, so I guess they would take the one that's at the top here. They would end up taking this one. So they're going to end up taking this long L for 1 point. So they're also at 3 points now. It's currently 3-3. And only one thing can move over to that piece there. We are now on our black tiles. There are 10 random black tiles here. Once the deck runs out, the game's over. So we need to try and focus on doing stuff here. We want to try and get them to take from this pile here, if we can, because it is the only one they can currently take from. So I don't want to take... Oh, did I take something last turn? Oh, but I think I took it from here and there was nothing on top, so we couldn't take anything, or we couldn't put anything into the supply, into their supply. So that's fine. I think I think it's fine. I think it's okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to take, do I take this one or do I take that one? We can get both of them eventually. What one's better first, though? That could be interesting, too. Okay, we're going to take this one as action number 1. So one of these goes into their supply. 3 points, eh? Versus 1 point. Yeah, that could be tricky. Okay, move these up a little bit here. So that was one action. Do I take another one and do a master build to get stuff spread? I wanted to do 2 master builds so we can complete this one. So I think we're going to do 2 master builds. I'm putting this piece here. Now I need to think what I can do here. We'll put this piece here. Oh, hold on. Horrid idea. Well, I don't have to put another piece on there. I need this for that. Is there another way I can do it? Yeah, there is. We'll put this piece here instead. That works. And then we're going to use our third action to do another master build. So this is going to go here. This is going to go here. So we're completing our second tile here. So that's nice. So we're going to get 2 points for completing this. And we're going to get a long straight piece here. That's a 4. That is pretty helpful for us. We're now at 5 points. It is currently 5-3. That was our turn. Our turn is done. The opponent now has to take from this row here. So they're all worth 0, which means that they have to take the top one. And we're going to replace this top one here. This goes to the top here. And it is now our turn again. Let's see what we got going on here. We could take this 1 and just complete it right off the bat. We could also take the 3 and try and maximize our points. We don't have a whole lot of pieces, though. Points, though. We are about to get another piece here, so let's take that 3. Let's take that 3. So 1 into the supply. I could take another 1 and then do a master build. The question is, what do I take? 4 points. I don't know if I have enough to do that right now. It's pretty good, though. I'm going to have to look up how these ones work because I can't take a 1, but I guess the rules say you can replace the 1s with anything from 2 to 4 in your initial setup. So I guess it would be the same if you were to pick one from a card. You would just replace it with any. Basically, it becomes a wild card. We need to take from the right-hand side in order to block them from doing anything. So I think we are going to take this one here, and we'll put it here. So that's going to give us 3 total. So another 1 into the supply. And then for our final move, we're going to do the master build. We're going to build on all 3 of these. So we're completing this left-hand one. We're going to put, oh no, it's 5. That's not what I wanted. I guess we're going to put the 2 here. I thought it was only 4. I wasn't paying attention, clearly. We're going to put that one there. So we do complete this one. So we're getting a T. we're getting a T, and we're going to get all this stuff back, and we have another 2 points. I believe that puts us at 7 points, so that's pretty nice. And then that is our turn. That was 3 actions. So we're now coming up to our opponent's points, but they can't take from anything, so that scores us an extra turn here of them not doing anything, so that's nice. We are now, it's now our turn again. What do? We could keep pulling from the right-hand side here and just preventing them from taking turns, basically. It would allow us to score more points. Maybe I should have played on a higher difficulty, but this is my first time doing solos, so provided I'm playing correctly, anyway. This is the first experience I've had with the solo mode, so standard is, well, pretty standard, I guess. We're going to use our first action to swap this T for a square. We're going to use our second action to do a master build. We're going to put an L there. We're going to complete this with the 3, so that's going to be a total of 5. So that's going to gain us another point, which I believe now puts us at 8, and it's also going to gain us one of these 3. And then for our final move, we're just going to place a piece down, and we're going to complete this piece here. It's going to give us a T and another 3 points, putting us up to 11 points. Our supply is starting to grow here. Our supply is starting to grow. That's the end of our turn. We now move on to our opponent, who still cannot play anything because the top is blocked off by all the cubes still. So we're just going to continue on to our next turn. We're doing pretty good with these blocks. Pretty good with these blocks. I mean, provided we keep pulling from the right-hand side, we're going to be able to block them for a while, and I think we're just going to run away with points. So this standard game is pretty forgiving. Pretty forgiving. I'm wondering if we should almost, I guess in the higher difficulties, it puts less single things onto the top. So there's more chances for them to take stuff. I guess this standard mode is just a really forgiving mode. Just a really forgiving mode. So we're going to take this one here as one action. So that's going to, it's going to replace this. One more going into their supply. We're going to take a second action. We're going to upgrade our 3 into a 4. And then for our third action, we're going to take this one here. So we got another one going in. We're getting close. We're getting close. It's almost possible that they're going to be able to move again soon here, but we are kind of running away with points here, and we kind of have like the supplies to just keep making stuff. So we're getting points really easily. It almost feels like I'm doing something wrong, which is possible. If an opponent can't take a puzzle because all 3 columns are locked, remove one piece from above each of the 3 columns. Well, I missed that. We definitely are playing wrong. So last turn, well, we'll start doing it now, I guess. We'll start doing it now, I guess. I wasn't paying attention. So that would have been the end of our turn. They were locked. Well, actually, no, we can do it for the last turn, and then this turn they can take something, and we'll go from there. I did not read that you were supposed to remove 1 from each. Well, that completely screws things up. So we only kind of cheated. We only kind of cheated and made it easier for ourselves. This is what happens when you briskly read the rules. So they get to take something this time, which would be this 3, would be the one that they would be taking. So that puts them at 2, 3, 6 points. So they're getting there. They're getting there. And then all of these would end up here. One of these would come over here. And that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Okay, we only slightly cheated. It's okay. It's okay. The lesson has been learned. The lesson has been learned. Next time, hopefully, we will not do that. Hopefully, next time we won't do that. We're going to do a master build as our first action. We're going to put one here. We're going to put this here. Second build, we're going to do another master action. So we're going to put one there. And we will put one here. Third action, we will do another master build. Yeah, that works. So that's our 3 actions for the turn. So it's now their turn. So they're going to get this piece up here. One moves from each over to this space here. And we're now blocked again. So they are going to be removing one from each this turn since they can't go. Since that's the rule, since that's the rule, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our first action to replace this 2 with a 3. Second action to replace this with this. And then our third action is going to be a master build. We're going to put that there. We're going to put this one there. So that's going to complete this. It's going to give us another 3. And we're going to get another 4 points. And that's our turn. Our opponent cannot do anything. So, as the rules say, discard one of each. Is that just a discard or does it go into their supply? Oh, and return it into the reserve, not the opponent's supply. So these would actually be available for us now. So these will be up here, and I guess we'll take another 3 because those are supposed to go as well. So we're down to... So that's how they start getting rid of them on the standard mode, is that them going back into the supply. So us preventing them from taking stuff is actually not super beneficial in the long run because it's just going to get rid of things. So they weren't able to take anything that turn. So that's good. So it is our turn. So we can complete the puzzle with one of these guys. Can I take anything to complete anything else? They're going to take that 4 from the right-hand side. So that's not going to be beneficial. Not going to be particularly beneficial. I could take it. We could probably complete it within the next couple turns. So let's take that 4. That's fine. Oh, although hold on. Hold on a sec here. Because at the end of the game, I lose any points that are still there. So I want stuff I can complete quickly. Which I guess would be this, right? I can complete that easy. So we'll take that one. This will go up here. Nothing to go back into the supply. Okay, and then we're going to do a master build. So we're going to complete this. So that's nice. And then we'll put this here. So this one's complete. We're going to get a 1. We get a 1 because they're in the game. Unsuspecting to me. And then, so we took one. We did a master build. So we have 1 left. So we're just going to build on this one here. So that's also going to be complete. It's going to give us an L. And then the opponent is going to take this 4. This is going to go here. I'm just checking if the game ends when the deck runs out. Game continues until you play one more complete 3-action turn, followed by the opponent's turn. Oh, hold on. The endgame triggers once the puzzle deck runs out. The game continues until you play one more turn. and your opponent plays one more turn. So we both get one more turn here. They took from here, so these need to come over here. Okay, what do we got? What can we complete within 3 turns here? That's not going to get us any points. The only thing that's going to get us points that we can complete is this 2 in the middle here. Nothing else we have what we need to complete it within 3 moves. Well, within 2 moves, because we have to take one as well. So, what we are going to do, they're going to get that 4. I can't complete that 4, and I don't really want to lose 4 points. So we're going to take this one, and I guess we'll just take this one because we can. And then our final move is going to be to do a master build. So that's going to complete that. And it's going to complete that. So we're going to get both of these. These don't matter anymore, but we do get these as well. These are both complete. They go into our pile. Our opponent's final turn, they're going to end up taking the 4. Those now go into the middle. And the game is done. The game is complete. So our somewhat botched ruling here has kind of let us get ahead, but we'll see how it goes here. So our opponent has 4, 8. I might have lost anyway. 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 15 points. I think I have more than 15. 4, 8, 2 and 1, 11, 12, 13, 15 points for our opponent. We have 1, 2, 7, 11, 14, 15, 17, 19, 21, 22 points against our opponent's 15 points. That is way up high in the camera. Definitely could have brought those down a bit. Okay. Versus ours down here. So that is the end of the game. That's the end of the game. Our opponent got 15 points. We got 22 points. Of course, we were not properly playing all the way through the game. We kind of realized that halfway through. So I'm sure the opponent probably would have ended up with some more points than what they had. But this was more or less just a practice game, I suppose, to familiarize ourselves with the solo mode. So that's it. If you guys have played Project L yourselves, let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. It's interesting to see what people think about games. Do you like it? Do you not like it? If watching this has made you want to try the game yourself, let me know that down below as well. It's always interesting to see what kind of games people end up trying based on the stuff we take a look at on the channel here. If you're over on Instagram, you can follow us at the Board Games Are For Everybody Instagram page. We just post photos of games that we're playing as well as games that we pick up. If you're over on Board Game Arena, you can send me a friend invite at Games Are For Everybody. Just Games Are For Everybody over on Board Game Arena. And that's it for this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I will see you all next time. Until then, though, just remember the board games are for everybody. And until then, peace.